Welcome, everybody, to the Healthy Habit Podcast, episode number 203. I'm your host, Dr. Dayan of Healthy Habit Medical Center. And today on 203, we're doing our monthly / bi-weekly kind of check-in here with Host Defense Mushrooms. But we have a first-time guest with us here, fellow naturopathic doctor, Dr. Xochitl Palomino, who was a holistic integrative primary care physician in the state of Washington for over 11 years. She received her naturopathic doctorate degree at Bastyr University and her undergraduate degree in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology at the University of California, Santa Cruz. So we're both naturopathic doctors. It's always good to have a fellow ND on board here discussing
Yes.
health. Before being a host defense educator, Dr. Palomino taught courses for the Washington State Department of Health and was a member of the King County Public Health Subcommittee for over 2 years. And now for over 3.5 years, she's been a member of the National Science and Education team here at Host Defense Mushrooms, where she has educated healthcare practitioners, pharmacists, retail staff, and consumers on the benefits of mushrooms. So welcome to the program, Dr. Palomino.
Hey, thank you. Really appreciate it, Dr. Dejan.
So where do you want to start us off with here today? 3.5 years now you've been on the education team here at Host Defense.
Yeah,
What led you to Host Defense in the first place? Such an amazing company.
yeah, definitely. It's actually over 5 years now.
Oh, okay.
Well, as you can kind of see, I in my biography that I was a sub rep or also demonstrator for different naturopathics line. I knew fact like not new chapter, but oh my gosh, that company from anyways,
New chapter.
many
I think it
new
was. I
chapter.
think it's
Yeah, no,
called New Chapter. Yeah.
yeah, no factor. Oh, doesn't matter.
Natural
Doesn't matter.
factors. Natural factors. There we go.
Natural factors. There we go. And other companies. And around 2009, 2010,
Uh huh.
I was approached to do sub-repping and demonstrating, talking to customers and retailers and pharmacists about host defense. So I started doing that in other companies. And while to start up my practice, you know how it's not super easy just to start your practice.
Right.
Yeah, so I had two things to be financially viable. And it was interesting to see the benefits that people would come to me. I would talk about mostly it was my community that was the big seller. Now, Lion's Mane's our big seller.
Yes.
And people would say to me, "Oh, I feel so much better. My immune reactions during the allergy seasons is much better. I have more balance. I'm not so reactive." So things like that. I would come up, and a lot of people would tell me, customers, how beneficial it was. And then I'd start seeing patients and started to integrate it in my practice. A lot of, as naturopaths, we
Yeah.
kind of see the people who are the most troubled.
Uh huh.
And then like, they have reaction to, my patients reacted to everything. They had all kinds of autoimmune issues, a lot of pain. And I found mushrooms to integrate that in that to really be helpful. Definitely lion's mane. Even stress decompress, actually, a lot of, mood issues with the
Uh huh.
stresses in our life, and maybe a lot of things to help with energy support, like cordyceps or
Right.
reishi. So it was what I liked about it. I think it was just nice because they could replace many things with just our mushroom products. And then
Mm.
the line grew. We started putting herbs with mushrooms like brain and body. It was really helpful. The turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, that was like the kind of like a chai sort of golden milk. And I put that in my coffee. So I
So
do
you're
like a
good. So you're feeling real good right now.
yes, I do a lot of host defense mushroom products. I do that all the time along with breathe or cordyceps in it. And anyways, it was just easy to teach my patients how to integrate it into
Yes.
their food. Like using reishi or cordyceps as a thickener in their soup or
Okay.
reishi, putting in their pasta sauce, like, or in their salad dressing. I was like, well, you put mushrooms in your pasta or on your pizza sometimes you could just sprinkle some of that on there.
Right.
Just because thinking of it as a food, because it is, mushrooms are functional foods. So it was, and there's another thing that I liked about mushrooms, v- practically no interactions with pharmaceutical drugs.
Oh, right.
And yet, so that was another ease for me to introduce something and not really worry about interactions. As you know, like I love ginkgo biloba, but kind of has a reputation of potentially interacting, even though it's a low rate.
Right.
It's a cytochrome P450 and also potentially interacting with blood thinners. So it's just one of those things. It's nice not to think about those things, not worry about it.
Yeah.
So that's how I mushrooms, and then the opportunity came to be an educator. I applied for it. I remember the process. I met Paul before, but I
Okay.
was not aware that Paul would be part of my final interview.
Oh, it came in. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah, I kind of geeked out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
The legend.
the legend, right? I already met him by then, but still,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
still, it's a different experience. And then that was around December 2019. Got hired January 2020, and then the world sort of, did its thing
Right.
because of the pandemic, and so it was a lot of virtual stuff. But yeah, I'd be in this position. Just to be able to talk to not only customers but fellow practitioners in this format or at medical conferences,
Yeah.
to introduce them at all kinds of levels. We do go to like longevity ones or integrated medicine, but even just regular conferences. I don't know if that's a word,
Yeah.
but yeah, just to talk about mushrooms and how we're a little different because we're mycelial based and fermented rice. And we're not against fruit body. I think you know how some of our products do have fruit
Uh-huh.
bodies in it, but we're mostly mycelial based and fermented rice.
Right.
And there's the reason why we do that, and I'm sure, I mean, we could talk about it again. But that's how I've grown to it, and not only
Amazing.
personal use, yes, and now in this position that I truly love.
And you mentioned, tell us a little bit then how to function. And we've covered this with previous educators here in host defense, but that was a while back, at least 6 months ago. So I like keeping things fresh and reminding our listeners of key important points like this one, how do functional mushrooms differ from culinary mushrooms or psychedelic mushrooms, which are now being studied. You mentioned,
Yeah,
people will add mushrooms like shiitake or just white
right.
button mushrooms to their pasta. So, how is something like reishi, lion's mane, cordyceps, why are they different from what you get at a grocery store, let's say?
Oh, well, culinary mushrooms, we even can have functionality to them. They can be supportive to the body. So, but they're the fruit body and they have these delicious aspects. So like I'm sure lion's mane, has like that seafood kind of lobster taste to it, which
Uh
is
huh.
just delightful. But that
Hmm.
is, yeah, as a functional food, whether it's mycelium or in a fruit body, it means you could take it on the daily as a food product. You did mention like psychedelic mushrooms, and those are not really intended to be part of a daily diet.
Right.
Now, if you have a guidance of a doctor or somebody to guide you through that you may need, like, I'm sure you know about a research and Paul's doing with microdosing, that's different. Because there are other mushrooms like Amanita muscaria that we people are trying to sell, and that's very problematic. And we've had people ask us, and we're like, that's not like a functional mushroom. It's
Right.
not. It's not even a culinary mushroom. While some cultures do use it, they do it very differently and very sporadically. And there's a guide through that, and it's a very different process where functional foods, it's a food. You don't need someone to guide you through it.
Yeah.
You maybe recipes or how much of a serving size, but it's very different. And and it's a very gentle in its process with mushrooms.
Got
Functional
it.
food is actually a scientific term, as you know, as having some functionality in the body that supports your health. Superfoods is just a marketing word. So
Yeah.
superfoods do exist, like, greens and cholera and spirulina, but even those are functional foods. I mean, my sister and I are getting into fresh spirulina in our local farmers market.
Uh huh.
And I was surprised she did, and I go, because my mother's Mexican, I got that indigenous Aztec name.
Oh.
So I go, the Aztecs put spirulina in their corn tortillas. And she was like, they did? Like, oh, or even like, there's a lot of cultures that do that. Also, even mushrooms. Like,
Right.
there's a corn smut that the Aztecs eat cook. It's a mushroom. It's like a mold. It's Huitzli pochli, it's called. I know I got
Wow.
Aztec on you, but
I
anyways,
like it.
that so a lot of cultures have used functional food mushrooms to be helpful in their diet, but they also have it seen as definitely in Chinese medicine, I'm sure. in Serbia, you see that they have an association of how it can be beneficial to your health also.
Hmm.
So there's the ethnomycology of that also. So science is now supporting that those observations of thousands of years of use in different cultures. But it's very different from other types of mushrooms that can be supporting your health, but they're not really intended as a food as a daily basis.
Gotcha. No, great explanation. Thank you for that, Xochitl. So, we got a lot of patients, and you hinted at it earlier, with fatigue, even mental health like depression, low thyroid. And this is a really common recurring theme we see here at the clinic, as well as just customers shopping in the store, because our clinic's located right inside of a health food store, Dr. Palomino.
Oh,
So
great. I didn't know
we have
that.
that
Wow.
separation. We're technically separate businesses, but then there's customers that aren't yet patients, but a lot of people have fatigue going on. So what's your first go-to from the mushroom world in this when it comes to a supplement? You mentioned cordyceps a little bit, but people that have like that hypothyroid, they're tired and sleep is off, and maybe they're also not feeling the best mentally, just depression, maybe some anxiety. What's on your target list there for a mushroom for that? And again, no
Well,
medical advice,
yes.
just what
Right,
you've
right, right.
experimented with, or yeah.
So like three mushrooms pop out, and we have it in a lot of different formulas. I'll start with just lion's mane, sort of, because we've been kind of talking about lion's mane, and that's more for brain fog, so that mental acuity sort of thing. And we have it in many formats. So that's one thing I will, we could talk more about. It helps with the production of endogenous nerve growth factors, and people are like, "Well, what are nerve growth factors?" Or also brain-derived neurotropic factors. They're neurotransmitters
Yeah.
that help the stem cell differentiation of cells in your brain, your neurons. So a cell like, oh, you need to be a neuron now or a healthy neuron. And so it helps with that. And I'm sure I'm a little older than you are, but I
Hmm.
remember when I was in community college taking my biology courses, I was told that neurons could not be regenerated. Like once they died.
Right.
Now, at Bastyr, I remember they were talking about that. I don't even remember at UC Santa Cruz. I think it was at Bastyr that was changing. But cordyceps, reishi also help with nerve growth factor and brain-derived neurotropic factor. So it only not only helps with if you need immediate support, all those can help with functioning, but also for long-term support, help the health of your neurons in your brain and also your periphery.
Wow.
Cordyceps, it really well known for, especially for highly active individuals.
Uh-huh.
Cordyceps helps with oxygen diffusion. It does help with ATP formation, especially in your heart, cardiomyocytes, and skeletal muscles. It helps with VO2 max, and VO2 max is how much oxygen you can take at one time in intense exercise. Um, I know that one of the things I love about exercise, it helps you with diaphragmatic breathing.
Oh
I don't know
yeah.
if you have heard Dr. Dejan. I had to
Yeah.
teach so many of my patients how to diaphragmatically
That's
breathe.
amazing you just said that, because I've been literally within the last week, I was talking to a colleague, and I'm like, one of the exercise benefits is it forces us to breathe deeper.
Right.
Uh, so
Yes, because I
that's
had in
amazing.
a moment, I was in Arizona in the Salt River, and I guess the kayak wasn't properly inflated, and so we went into the water quickly. It was like 55 degrees, 60 degrees, but
Right.
that's okay. But the shock, you start breathing and that kind of thing, and then it's like, oh. I'm okay.
Yeah.
And I'm raising that it wasn't, I'm like, I need to calm down and just, I'm okay. But that first shock, you kind of do that. And then you're like, all right, I can diaphragmatically breathe. I'm all
Mm.
right. I didn't get hit. It is not that cold.
Mm, yeah. I love it.
But yeah, and I think, well, that's the thing about lion's mane cordyceps reishi, neural plasticity, right? The ability to adapt to those stressful, not only the physical benefit of the oxygen infusion, but also like, oh, like change your thinking, right?
Right.
That's all diaphragmatic breathing meditation all does that. Reishi,
Right.
really great, well-known, very mild adaptogen compared to cordyceps. Cordyceps is more energetic, but reishi it's the mushroom of immortality. It has that ethnomycological use in Asia to be reserved only for the royal family.
Uh-huh.
So it helps with antioxidant activity throughout the body. but it does all help with adrenal support. Both cordyceps and reishi do that. So that whole balance of our hormones, especially cortisol, to be more balanced in our body. Cordyceps helps also with balanced testosterone in our body, also, whether you're male or females, but you're not excessive. You're not gonna all of a sudden
Yeah,
have
get
hair growing in
yeah.
different places that you're not gonna have. So all of those are really great if I'm thinking for energy and both mentally and physically. But for example, but we have combinations like cordyceps reishi, we have cordyceps, and we've had really reports from athletes, professional or otherwise, even
Uh-huh.
myself personally, doing it before exercise for for performance, but 30 minutes after for recovery. And whether you're a new athlete or a professional athlete,
Right.
recovery is what's limiting. The screen had changed. Okay, there we go.
There it is.
Okay, so the other thing but now we're including nutraceutical. Yeah, cortichi right there. So I don't know if you know about our new MycoBenefits, where we're adding like B vitamins and other amino acids to
No, I
help
don't.
support mood and energy. If we're talking, we have our energy product, which is ashwagandha also in there and rhodiola to help with
Uh-huh.
energy. Those powerful mushrooms to support our adrenal glands. But then we have our new focus, for example, for mental energy in the middle of the day. It's it is lion's mane cordyceps reishi, along with our RDI recommendations for B vitamins.
Oh, got it. Here we go. This
So
is this
yeah,
is good. Thanks for bringing
yeah,
that up.
yeah. So that is really great. So, B vitamins help with our energy, but it also helps with support neuronal health.
Yeah.
Either way, which is awesome, whether you need more pep up or you need, it has like methotetrahydrofolate. It also has paradoxal 5-phosphate,
Yeah.
which is the type of beta vitamin that helps. It's a cofactor to making GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid, which is one of the primary inhibitory neurotransmitters to keep you calm and focused.
Right.
And so it has choline in it. Choline is great to keep the cell membrane healthy, but also helps acetylcholine production, so really good for focus.
Oh,
Has
good.
taurine, that's a shuttle.
Yeah.
To help for energy, both physically and mentally.
Oh, yeah.
So this is like a good, I think, addition with stress decompress. We know that the stress decompress has um, ashwagandha and lemon balm.
Yeah.
And so the lemon balm and ashwagandha are GABAergic, support GABAergic production. And so GABA being, once again, a calming effect. So it can help. GABA is really interesting because it can help keep you calm, but it also can that chatter, the brain chatter on unfocused thinking.
Right.
Yeah, so it can help with that really well. We also have our new mood product.
Uh-huh.
Mood also has lion's mane reishi in it, but it also has ashwagandha and holy basil. So those are adaptogenic herbs that we talked about earlier. But holy basil and ashwagandha are both GABAergic. Along it also
Yeah.
has L-theanine, which is a natural compound that's found in green tea that makes you feel calm and maintaining cognitive functioning.
Right.
Only I don't know why it took me forever, but only these past 2 or 3 weeks I realized that how L-theanine works. I don't know if you know, Dr. Day John, how it works.
Tell.
It's like a musical chair with glutamate. Glutamate is an excitatory
Right.
neurotransmitter, so it prevents the synaptic cleft from proceeding,
Yeah.
and L-theanine will sit where glutamate would sit, and so it prevents the glutamate cascade from going into excitatory transmission to more calm. But not like GABA. GABA is more inhibitory. L-theanine doesn't,
Yes.
it's not really inhibitory. It just prevents the excitatory activity of
Got it.
glutamate.
Right.
So that's why both stress and compress, mood, and focus are non-sedating formulas
Uh-huh.
because of the L-theanine. And then also this has 5-HTP, which helps the production of serotonin and supports balanced neurotransmitter functioning and peaceful and balanced mood. So
Incredible.
Yeah, I like to think the moon more kind of uplifting support.
Uh-huh.
And if you, especially, and even focus, like focus is more uplifting, especially with the B vitamins.
Yeah.
And then if you need something really grounding, then I think of stress decompress. Do I think you combine the two, whether it's mood and stress decompress or even focus and stress decompress?
Uh-huh.
Yes. If you're going to take an exams, you know the exams we had to
Oh,
take.
don't remind me. Don't remind me.
I would take rosemary, B vitamins, all
Yeah.
kinds of things to be sure. I don't know. I took all kinds of things. And so when you feel like you need to stay focused, but you don't want to have that anxious anxiety spike, that cortisol spike, when you're like, okay, I'm not sure how to answer this question. I think stress to compress is a great, yeah, like so it has the skull cap, lemon balm, ashwagandha, lion's mane, and reishi. And so, yeah, skull cap is really well known to help with calming ourselves. It's a skull cap and lemon balm are considered nervines, as you remember, so
Right.
soothing the nervous system. So definitely a great formula, and this is a non-sedating formula, and it's a
Uh-huh.
great. So what we're also learning, because now we also have a new sleep formula, and we're learning that you need to prepare your brain for sleep during the day.
Oh,
So
wow.
products like the Mood with the L-theanine and 5-HTP and the stress compress and the Focus with B vitamins, but the stress compress with nervines in it to help the parasympathetic be engaged before you fall asleep and take whatever products you want to take for sleep.
Right.
And so we also have a sleep product as once again. So sleep also has lion's mane and reishi.
Right.
It does help with sleep also, most like sleep architecture. So the
Yeah.
type of sleep you have, like REM sleep. It also has passion flower, which supports drowsiness and relaxation, and has magnesium bisglycinate.
Oh, okay. The
So
sleep formula does?
yeah, the sleep formula does.
Yeah.
Right. So the sleep formula has magnesium. We know how great magnesium is a great elemental mineral that helps all kinds of physiological, physically, neuronal,
Yeah.
muscular relaxation and function. But the glycine, we also know that's an inhibitory amino acid, glycine. So magnesium bisglycinate is the most absorbable type of magnesium,
Uh-huh.
so really lowers the potential of GI discomfort that I think you've
Wow.
had with your patient, correct? They've
Right.
heard of
Right.
magnesium.
Yeah.
So it's a great formula for that. So, and then it also has B6, which helps with, it's a cofactor making GABA, and also B6 helps the support of serotonin production that can lead to melatonin circadian production or support also.
Wow.
This also has L-theanine, once again,
Right.
to calm the mental and false calm and, have more mental Zen-like calmness. So definitely, very helpful. And preliminary data indicates that these ingredients may provide synergistic activity, supporting sleep greater together as compared to being used separately. So it's nice to have everything. And I tell you, I've been using all these things separately. So it was nice to have
Oh, okay.
it.
Yeah, this was great because this was so like I said, our first time talking here on the radio, Dr. Palomino. So you gave us basically a lot of gems here today because we covered the MycoBenefits. This is a brand new line that we've actually never yet covered through Host Defense. This is their new line, the MycoBenefits sleep formula. Plus, it has the mood version as well, and then there's even the focus version of the MycoBenefits new line from Host Defense. I highly recommend everybody tries to view this on YouTube. I know a lot of customers, they're
Yeah.
shopping in the store right now as they're listening to us on the speakers, but they don't
Uh-huh.
get the visual component. So I highly recommend folks when you get home or later when you just have a couple, half hour, try to watch the YouTube version of this episode 203 here with Dr. Palomino because I'm pulling up the visuals with the website so you can see exactly what these products look like. no medical advice. We're just trying to put this on your radar and show you, introduce you to
Yes.
all these different herbs from a naturopathic doctor's perspective.
Yes.
Skullcap, reishi, how she thinks clinically, and how you can plug in some of these things into your life, like the Cordici formula,
Right.
which is a really nice combo. You've reminded me of this one today. I want to start taking this product here,
Oh,
the
good.
Cordici, which is just cordyceps and reishi together, equal parts. It looks like, yeah,
Right.
half a gram of each in 2 capsules. You're getting cordyceps, which is it plugs right into my kind of lifestyle: fitness, hiking, basketball,
Right.
sports. And then the reishi for the longevity benefits, mushroom of immortality, like you said.
Yes.
So
And I want
amazing.
to, and I wasn't, I'm not a super great athlete, but you see, I like to hike, and
Yeah.
then trying to get back into shape and exercises, and I broke my foot in
Uh-oh.
2023. So there is like, it was precarious to try to go back without injuring myself, but ooh, the recovery. And so Cordici was very helpful for me to give me that
Oh,
confidence and not stop continuing that, benefit of exercising. Because yeah, I think that could be such a deterrent for so many people. And it's nice to feel your body get stronger and stronger and
right.
keeping, yeah. So I just want to encourage because, both of us need that support.
How can people, and that pretty much takes us right to the end of our interview, our first one, but we got to get you back on, Dr. Palomino. I'd love
Okay.
to talk to you again. Where do you want to leave our listeners with? How can they learn more about you or the company? Where can they stay in the loop?
Yes, well, our both hostdefense.com and also fungi.com both have videos if you want to check us out. We also have learning videos on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. And I know I'm sure you know this, we have a community lecture that Jerry, my supervisor, is going to do on April 23rd. That
Okay.
anybody, it's on hostdefense.com, it's under our events, and learn about our other stuff that we have
Amazing.
there. Yeah, yeah. So that's open to the world. Anybody, and there's a raffle for a cool
Okay.
basket of yummy stuff to do. So, yeah, just wanted
That sounds
to.
exciting. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your time. I look forward to our next one, Doc.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Tayon. I'm looking forward. Have a beautiful day, everybody.